they got to have a burning desire to do an Ironman. If you can imagine, 2,500 of your closest friends hearing a cannon go off and then swimming all in the same direction. You get a sense of a 180K bike ride would be riding their bike from Burlington to Niagara Falls, turning around and coming back, running a full marathon, 42K. If you're not at the finish line by 17 hours, you're not an official finisher.
She did her regular exam and was absolutely excellent at being very honest with me. She confirmed verbally that she was pretty sure the biopsies would show that it was cancerous. The course of treatment for my type of cancer is a fairly short course compared to other people. It was a 6-week course of treatment. You focus on the positive and going forward, and yes, this treatment is going to fix everything, but you're still trying to deal with the fact that you've been diagnosed. At that point, in the exact words of my doctor, for 65% of women this treatment works. For you it did not. I'm very sorry. I wish you good luck. And he shook my hand, shook my husband's hand, and said he would refer me for a salvage surgery to another physician.
So she had to make the decision. And a group of women, 6 of us, grabbed her, as I was saying to you before, and we took her to Langdon Hall, which was a place she's always wanted to go to. And we wanted just to cheer her up, let her know that we loved her, we would support any decision she made, because this is her life and this is her decision. But she was scared out of her mind, because she's basically just given a death sentence. Like, if you don't do this, you're going to be dead. And she's like, whoa.
My purpose for going to a clinic in Georgia, to Atlanta, Georgia, wasn't what I ended up getting in the end, which actually ended up to be a very good thing. It was a clinic that believed very strongly that your body has in it everything it needs to heal, that we get any type of disease because something goes wrong in our immune system, that something goes wrong physically, but that if we can repair that and we can treat the source of that, that your body also has in it its ability to heal itself.
She told me this story, that she went into a meditative kind of state there. They wanted everyone to sort of just get really within themselves, and they were going to ask her a question, and then they were supposed to give their gut feeling, their first response. And they said, if you were well, what would you like to do in the near future?
And I was the first one that day out of the group to go. And so I very quickly opened my eyes and said, if I wanted to, I would do Ironman Canada 2010 with my friend Marla. And then went, whoa, where did that come from? What happened then was the leaders of the program in Georgia came over to you and said, all right, tell us about that. Why aren't you doing it? And help you work through all of those barriers. So of course for me, why wouldn't I do it? Well, the doctor said that I wouldn't be alive. I had cancer. I couldn't possibly, my body's too weak. How could I ever do something as enormous as an Iron Man? And then they take you through visualizing yourself doing it. And they take you right to the finish line. And then an hour's gone by and you're exhausted, and they go to the next person in the group and find out what they're going to say to end the statement. So when I came home, I told them that was what had happened, and that was sort of the beginning of, okay, then let's do it. There is no reason why you can't do it, and let's just start the journey.
But when she came home with the story, I thought, wow, if this girl who's battling cancer can think about doing an Ironman, I can get my act together and do this too. And at the same time, we just started telling people, Kim and I are going to do an Ironman. Well, really?
Kim had such a support network of friends, and a lot of them are athletic and a lot of them had done triathlons, but it just has manifested into this incredible group and I think it's because of Kim's energy and Kim's positive attitude that everyone just wanted to support her. But it's become so much more than about Kim, which is, when I was doing it, I joined to support Kim, but little did I know what it would do for me.
If you exercise for fitness, you're talking about running 5K, doing some strength training, flexibility, yoga. So that's about fitness. When you start talking Ironman, it's about goal attainment. Not necessarily a fitness drive, although you have to be wickedly fit to do it. it may kind of not be a whole balanced lifestyle that you run into when you start doing Ironman stuff.
It's like people say, you know, why Ironman? And when I'm out on some of my rides or some of my rides, I think the same thing, because it's a huge day, but you can't think of the actual end result. You have to think of the building blocks. And with this, it's the same with cancer, right? You can't look at and say, you know, they've given me a year, that's where I'm going to end up, without getting through the stepping stones. And then it's building, and it's just building up the courage, building up the confidence, building yourself up. And it's just, the parallels are unbelievable.
My experience was that yes, there's conventional medicine, and yes, it's important, and I wouldn't have changed it. I would not have, I'm not saying I would not do the conventional chemotherapy radiation route whatsoever, but the treatments that made the difference for my quality of life were the complementary treatments. So we knew we wanted to do something that would allow people to access a complementary treatment.
And then knowing Kim, and you've met her, how sweet she is, it's not about Kim. It's got to be about other people. And she decided early on, I want to find something that's going to help other people deal with cancer, recover from cancer, maybe not get it back. And that's how Wellspring came in. She sort of found it and had this exercise program. And Ironman is all about, well, exercise and then mental toughness.
And so Wellspring was where we thought might have that, and indeed they have a number of programs. When we went to speak to them about how we possibly could work together and partner with them, they told us about the cancer exercise program, and it was unbelievable, the timing.
What I love the most about the Iron Dames is that it's going to be exercise to help exercise. So these women are doing the ultimate of exercise, the Ironman. It is the hardest possible physical exertion that you can do, and they're doing it to raise the money to support the exercise program here. So those that are going through a similar struggle, cancer, are able to exercise to benefit their health. So the irony, the marriage of it, I just love it so much, because it's the perfect fundraiser for the perfect program.
Jodi was able to talk to us about how each specific type of cancer obviously has an impact physically on your body, and how the symptoms that go along with your treatment can actually be improved.
So we're going to be trying to be in a target heart rate of 50 to 75% of our maximum heart rate. And the reason that we try to get between that zone is because in the literature we've been showing that target rate helps to reduce the chances of a reoccurrence of cancer. We have research specifically on breast cancer, colorectal, and multiple myeloma.
Our goal is to raise $110,000, which will fund the cancer exercise program for 2 years. That's what it will cost to run it in Oakville.
Because we will be successful. I'm so convinced that we're going to be hugely successful, because we're doing it all for the right reasons. There's no greed, there's no selfishness. It's just community-based, it's grassroots. We're so careful with how we spend our money. We don't want to spend money. We want all the money to go to Wellspring, you know, and if we have to spend a little money, we want to recover it and make some money. So it's always, you know, and women are so good at multitasking too. So how can 25 women not succeed, right?
And every Iron Dame, I see it. Every single one of them is stepping outside of their comfort zone. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, through friendship, in a way that they wouldn't have done if we didn't have Iron Dames. And that's what is so fascinating and so great for me to see, that it isn't just about cancer, it isn't just about Wellspring, it's about a self-discovery and a journey for each person in the group. And for them to be able to embrace that while still supporting me and supporting Wellspring, I think is just phenomenal.